Hello, welcome to the second episode of our series, which is regarding placement preparation. Today we have with us again Jitendra, who is the co founder of Mantras to Success Consultants. It's a startup which is bridging the gap between the skills and the opportunities. He, along with his wife, Swati, has placed 350 plus candidates across IT and non IT sector. They are into recruitments, recruitment process outsourcing, strategic HR management, corporate trainings, educational trainings, career counseling, and resume writing. Mantras to Success consultants have coached freshers from India's top universities and CXOs from India's top corporates to help them take the next step in their career. Hi, Jitendra, we welcome you here.
Hi, Richard. Thank you so much for this session. So, getting on with our episode today again. So, we have promised our audience in the last episode that we'd be giving them something extra in this episode, which they have not. No, so far they cannot Google it, and certain tips and tricks to make their candidature, stand out from the crowd. So, what do you mean by going extra mile, Richard?
So, Jitendra, whenever we address a crowd of students, a bunch of students, we will always see that there is those 10% of students who always want to give in not 100%, but 200% of their efforts. They want to do something extra, something additional than the rest. And which is why it is very obvious that their chances of selection, their chances of getting observed by the recruiter becomes higher than the rest. So if a student is one of them who is ready to give in that extra mile of effort to take that extra step, I think this episode for that particular student or that particular set of audience is going to really give them a great deal of advantage.
So just to make things clear here, these tips and tricks can be done by anyone. But in our experience, mine and Richard's combined experience, we have found that, uh, as she rightly mentioned, only 10 to 15% of students they actually go down this extra mile. So that's why we are putting it out in the open that everybody can do these tips and tricks, but it remains to be seen how many of you actually go out and do and implement these tips and tricks. But I promise you, if you do these things, you are bound to get that dream job that you are aiming for. So
Right. So as Jitendra rightly said, it's not that 10% do it, it's like 10% want to do it.
yeah,
But all of you can do it, as he rightly said. And if you are self motivated enough, if you have that strong desire to achieve what you really want to, anyone and everyone can do it.
exactly.
Yes.
So Richa, let's begin with what is the first action item that you would suggest our audience today.
Sure. So, when I talk about going an extra mile, taking that extra step, one first thing that I could suggest to all our audience is uh, showing that practical application of your skills, showing the practical application of your interest area. So, when I talk about, let me take few different examples here to explain. So let's say if I'm a candidate who wants to get into the field of website development, I am interested into that. So just going and talking in the interview room to the panelist about your interest is not enough. But why not, take up a website development assignment, or even easier than that, why not just build some websites using a lot of platforms available today like WordPress, GoDaddy, or Wix. So you get a lot of platforms where you can build your websites from scratch at zero cost. Build that and show that to the recruiter, just instead of just talking about it. So action speaks more and speaks stronger than words in this case.
I couldn't agree with you more on this.
Right.
This is the world where most of the organizations they would ideally want people coming up, joining the organization, and giving output right from day one. And this is the
Right.
whole scenario behind being able to show the practical applications of what you've studied. And Richa, you have hit the nail on the head, that if you are able to prove to the recruiter that you have necessary skills, and not only have necessary skills, but you in the past you applied those skills in a fruitful way, uh, the chances of you getting selected go much higher. So, no, as you mentioned on the IT part of it, like a website builder or app builder. Similarly, for the domains where this might not be possible, let's say somebody's into marketing, or somebody wants to do branding, or wants to become a successful brand manager. So, guys, I have a tip for you. Uh, you can either start with blog writing. So blog writing might sound some old school way, but you can analyze the branding campaigns of different brands in your country. The brands, why are they choosing this kind of messaging, this kind of communication for their target audience? This is one. The best and the toughest part on the second part I would like to do is, as Richard rightly mentioned, where are you applying it? So in this new era, social media is of importance. You can create a personal brand on social media. If you want to become a
Right.
brand manager, if you can prove to the recruiter that you run a handle, or you run a Facebook page or Instagram page or Twitter handle with, let's say, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 followers, this shows that you know what you are talking about. You have created a small brand for yourself, so you will also be having skills to help a brand reach out with their communication more effectively. So the blog writings, to analyze other brands communication strategies, creating your own personal brand, or creating even a fictitious characters brand, can also help
Right.
you go a long way.
Definitely. And I think these talents can so much be applied to your personal self. So, as you said, creating personal brand. I'm sure a lot of students have also such cases that they have small family businesses running. So, why not take up those? Why not, do social media marketing for those if you are a student who is interested into this field, and show up your quantified results in the interview? Show how your social media marketing actually got X number of clients, X number of followers on different platforms. That's one very effective way of showing your talent.
So the,
Also, let's say for students, I have come across students who say that one of my major interest is stock markets, equity markets. So how is that saying that enough? Why don't you build your own portfolio with the minimum amount that you would have saved up till now, and talk to the recruiters about your profit percentage, about your ROI, about the different ratios, taking in consideration your own portfolio? So, don't you think that's going to sound much more intellectual than just talking bookish about these things? And each and every field, each and every subfield can have some or the other practical application that you can undertake even before going for a very formal professional experience. And this applies to freshers as well. So it applies to each and every student, and every student can do this.
absolutely. The biggest takeaway for me, if I'm applying something, is not trying to portray what I know, but trying to learn things that I don't know. For example, you rightly mentioned, if somebody is saying I'm interested in stocks, and a bookish knowledge, but if I put in my own 5,000 rupees and try to trade, I'll be knowing 10 different things about the difficulties in making money, right? It's very easy to put it theoretically out there and just try to say कि मुझे stock market में interest है. Similarly, on the, like, if somebody is into animation, he loves animation, and if he says कि I'm interested in getting a job in animation field, boss, you have the all the tools. Create a character, upload its videos on YouTube. I'm sure if you showcase those videos to a recruiter saying, boss, I run a YouTube channel with this storyline, the recruiter would be bound to look at you, take your interview, and probably select you, because 50 other people who are applying for the same job may not have done so. And once you have taken this, once you have tried to build something, no, you also tend to come across 10 different obstacles in the practical world that are not taught on the on in the theoretical world. For example, if you're trying to
That
launch an app, okay, आपने कोड कर दिया, सब कर दिया, but in real world you have to clear Google policies, you have to clear Apple policies before your app can go live, right?
right.
So you once you are trying to launch that app, you will be able to understand these policies, understand what how the real world works, right? So that is how it is. In stocks and portfolios, you will understand how a demat account works, how are the taxation works out. It's like you say, मैं 100 में लिया 110 में खरीदा, but टैक्स काट के कितना हाथ में आया, what is your actual ROI, right? There would be brokerage fees, there would be taxes, all those things. You will learn ki what is in the book and what is actually in the practical world out there.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. Right.
Third part, I would like to ask you, Richa, how important is networking? I think networking is, in a lot of times, it's done, said in a wrong negative connotation, but I think it's the most important thing a job seeker candidate can do. What are your views on this?
Definitely. In fact, specifically lately, connections in the industry that you make, the networking that we call, is playing a very very important role in giving a candidate an edge over the other candidates. So if I am a person who is very very passionate about what I want to do, I'm going to go on LinkedIn. I'm going to make connections with the people whom I look up to, with the industry leaders whom I look up to, with the people working in my dream organizations. I'm going to start following them, start commenting on their posts, their articles, so that at least let them know me by whatever profile I have up till now. These connections, we may think being virtual, it does not play that big a role, or probably they appear distant. But when it comes to actual in the industry, you can be surprised sometimes when you walk in the interview room and the panelists say, oh yes, I think I've noticed you somewhere on the LinkedIn, you commented on this article or this post of mine. And that is like a confidence boosting moment for you. So these connections can come really handy in a lot of situations. So one thing is, of course, LinkedIn. And apart from LinkedIn, there are a lot of other platforms where you can show your active presence in showcasing your knowledge on your own field. Those fields can be, or those platforms can be like Twitter, or you can be an active person on Quora, where you are reverting onto the queries in your own domain, and just making yourself visible to like a huge audience whom you cannot reach otherwise.
Yeah. Just to
Right, I think.
add on what you said, it's not only about commenting on somebody's post. That too definitely plays a long round. You can also participate in a lot of groups. So LinkedIn has a concept called groups. Apart from LinkedIn groups, there are various other forums. Quora is one of them. Then there is Reddit on the internet. So there are forums for anything and everything under the sun. You have forums for comic book fans. You have forums for marketing students. You have forums for financial discussions. So if you take part in these forums, try to showcase your knowledge or try to learn from other handles, that would be a fantastic way to showcase what your understanding of the subjects. I would also in fact tell all our job seekers or all our people who are trying to find out good jobs. In fact, once in the previous episode, we have discussed narrow down your industries as per your strengths and weaknesses. If you could start following the top 10 leaders in the industry, or your role models in that industry, and try to learn from what they post on social media, you are going to gain enormous amount of knowledge, and that can actually help you when it comes to creating, cracking that dream interview of yours?
Absolutely. In fact, in my personal experience itself, LinkedIn groups, joining relevant LinkedIn groups in my own area has helped me a lot in connecting with people who are closer to my domain, in exchanging our views, knowledge. So, definitely, and that is applicable to each and every domain, each and every stage. There are thousands of groups for students, for professionals, everyone. So I'm sure that that's a very, very important and a helpful source of information. Yes.
Definitely, definitely.
Yeah. So, okay, Jitendra. So, moving on to with this discussion, nowadays we hear a term very often called gig economy.
Mhm.
How do you think we can relate gig economy to helping students going an extra mile?
That's an excellent question, Richa. So, when you are trying to apply for a larger job in a particular company, if you can showcase that same skills or same traits via doing small subsets of the same job online before you enter into an organization, that gives the high confidence to the recruiter in recruiting you. So there are lots of freelancing websites available outside, like we have fiverr.com, we have upwork.com, we have freelancer.com. So all these websites, they have small jobs put out by people looking for freelancers. So if somebody can showcase that I already do freelancing of this and this job, right? So a software developer might say that I do WordPress website building, I do application development via these platforms as a freelancer. That gives me a lot of confidence in hiring these kinds of people. If somebody, a marketing student, tells me I do creative marketing, go to market plans for clients on these websites, that gives a lot of confidence to me. Also, we need to understand here, through all these activities the students also open a new opportunity to earn for themselves. So they are earning for themselves while they are learning, and at the same time they also are portraying a sense of confidence to the recruiter that boss मैं ये already कर चुका हूँ या कर रहा हूँ, so if you hire me I am going to be productive right from day one. I may also be better than other candidates that you hire, right? So
Absolutely. And sometimes monetizing your work in this way, in these different ways, except taking up freelancing jobs or having your or growing your own YouTube channel or growing your own blog writing, also gives recruiter a confidence that your work is worth monetizing. You are not just any website developer, you are a good web developer.
exactly,
So
exactly,
even that's very important.
exactly.
Yes.
uh, Rich, I would also like to ask you, once we are talking about going in extra mile, how do you see the recruitment trends changing over a period of time? How do you see the trends so far and trends going forward into the future?
Uh, this is an absolutely very, very important concern that that a student should keep in mind nowadays. So as we have been seeing, if I have to talk from the times, let's say 6 years, 7 years, 8 years down the line, the criteria of recruitment that the companies used to come with on the campus, or if I have to talk off campus, had a major weightage on academics, had a then there was a slightly lower weightage on extracurriculars, and then the extra things that we just talked about were just a part of the discussion of an interview, if it comes out, if it doesn't come out. But the first point or the first part of selection used to happen just on your academic marks, right? Now if I have to look to the current trends, this is not the case with all the profiles that we look into, right? Nowadays recruiters also want students who have kind of gained extra over and above their books. So they are looking out for those profiles. They in fact search out for those extra points in the resumes, where they are looking out for those, such as we just discussed about added freelancing work or added courses or certifications or additional internships than what they generally gain in their curriculum period, right? So recruiters are also changing their mindset when it comes to looking out for candidates, because that's going to benefit them in a lot of ways. First thing is their training uh, effort on that particular candidate is going to lower down substantially compared to a candidate who has got zero exposure in any terms except the books. And here I would like to clarify, it is not about being a person with work experience versus fresher. It's not that. It's about even a fresher doing that extra to gain that minimum exposure he or she could, right? So in such a case, a recruiter is confident about the kind of grasping power that the candidate is going to carry to his or her organization and the value that is going to be added. So definitely the recruitment chain trend is changing from theoretical to practical, and it's going to go on with this. I am not sure in future even marks will be seen.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, so even in fact, no, we've come across, we have done some hiring for our clients. Again, that was not a campus hiring, but uh, it was for freshers, and the client gave assignments to the freshers before calling them for the interview. So people who successfully completed that assignment were called for the interviews. So going forward, the clients, the recruiters want to filter out candidates on the basis of practical application of the skills first, and then interview becomes a sort of a formality if you are able to do that, right? So
Exactly.
yeah. So Richa, in summary, what would you like to say? What all we have things we have discussed? If you can summarize for our audience.
Sure. So today's discussion, I'm sure, like if our audience has got a pen and paper and has got jotted down these important points, is going to add a lot of value to their overall preparation process. So overall, we discussed five major things, I would like to say. First is how your steps in processes like blog writing or YouTube channel developing gives the recruiter a confidence about your in-depth study or research of your own field. So how you should be doing that. Second is practical showcase of your work. So we took examples of finance, we took examples of web designing. So how you could practically show your work and discuss that itself in the interview rather than just speaking about it. Third is how important it is to make effective connections in the industry using different platforms like LinkedIn, Quora, Twitter, etc. How they can be useful to you. Fourth is about how the recruitment trends are themselves changing towards you taking these steps and proving yourself worthy, right? And the last thing is about you being a part of gig economy itself and being updated to the latest industry trends.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I'm sure a lot of audience watching this, they would be agreeing with us on this fact that all these tips and tricks, nowhere any career expert has given. What we discussed just here on this channel, because we feel that going forward, a large number of students will be competing for a smaller set of jobs as more and more automation takes up, and as
Right.
more and more the world economy becomes unpredictable. So just follow these steps, and you will see the results for sure, and you will be able to get that dream job that you want. Thank you so much for this episode. We'll see you very soon in the next episode, which is a very important episode about resume building. And it's in itself a ocean. The word resume in itself is a ocean, and we can discuss n number of things with our expert Richa. And see you soon again. Thank you so much.